Hello and welcome to the Metroidvania Review official stream. My name is Professor Q, and I have here with me today Nick.
How's it going, everybody?
And Nick is upset that I interrupted our great conversation about movies before. I don't know if he's upset about it, but we were having a great conversation about movies before we started, and now we can't anymore because we're not talking about movies today.
I'm pretty sure we're just going to lapse back into it because that's what we do.
Because that's what we do. So today, I thought we would talk about sci-fi, and we can talk about movies as part of that.
They do tie together.
They do
I've
tie
seen
together.
a few movies that are sci-fi.
So what we were talking about before the stream was just kind of the future of movies and how streaming has changed all of that, and how it's prevented more niche movies from being made because they can't make their money back because they're not selling them as DVDs anymore.
Yes, Matt Damon told us all about it.
Yeah. So that was that.
I like Matt Damon.
So we can continue this conversation if you want. Matt Damon's, yeah, he seems pretty down to earth, like from what I've seen of him.
Yeah, he seems like a chill millionaire.
He seems to be interested in his craft and not so much in, I don't know, the ego or the money or all those other factors.
Yeah, I think he's definitely he's a film buff, and I think that is important.
Yeah. I think it makes him a better actor.
And I'm sure he's watching us right now, and he's like, "Oh, you guys."
Really? This is the Matt Damon praise thing. I'm sure that somebody out there has heard some scandalous thing that Matt Damon has done. They're going to cancel us for praising him, but I don't know about that, so I can't take responsibility.
There's always those actors that you would be like heartbroken if you found out were jerks. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the classics like Tom Hanks, but
Sure.
I feel like I'd put Matt Damon in that category.
Yeah.
Imagine if anytime anybody died in real life, they exploded.
That would certainly change the dynamics of war. It's like, all right, everybody get back.
I was actually thinking, like, in hospice, you're all sitting around Grandpa, and then he dies, and you're all like, get out of the
Oh gosh, we need to genetically engineer ourselves so this can happen. That's hilarious. That makes me want to do like a fantasy world that has that problem. Oh man, that's so funny.
Anybody that dies explodes. I
Oh.
mean, really, that would have some pretty significant implications.
Oh yeah, no, when people are in hospice, they would be like outside in this crater-filled field.
All right, put them out in the explosion field. I mean, hopefully it's like a big like fire explosion and not just like a rain of blood and gore goes everywhere.
Oh gosh. Man, one of my favorite scenes in the what is it? A Team 4-Star Dragon Ball Z Abridged is Vegeta's in a fight with somebody and he falls down and hits the ground. There's this giant explosion and he's like, all right, I beat Vegeta, and Vegeta's like lying on the ground and he's like, why did I explode? That's
anime.
great. Because anime. I only need 4 more. I made this whole walk over here. That's okay. We'll just quit the menu, get back out that way.
So, what did I miss on my weeks off?
We beat the collector last time.
Oh, nice.
So last week we canceled because my babysitter was also sick. So kind of
There
worked
we go.
out.
That worked out perfectly.
That worked out pretty well. Not that we want.
I think that's the second time I haven't been able to come, and then your babysitter can't either. I feel like
Yeah.
you're gonna start thinking I'm doing stuff with your babysitter. Like
Yeah.
we're playing games without you.
I'm gonna have to tell her, be like, watch out. Nick's not gonna be here. Stay away from sick people. So yeah. So we didn't stream last week. I've been thinking about doing, although I still haven't, I'm thinking about doing this, but then finding the time to actually get it done. I was thinking my YouTube channel could use weekly videos, but I can't make the same 15-minute videos that I do every week. And I was
That's why YouTubers almost always end up with editors.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe that would solve my problem. I like editing my own videos, though. That's the problem. Even if I could get an editor, I don't even know if I'd want to.
Yeah, if you're enjoying it, why change?
That's true, except for the part where I don't have as much time to get it done. But what I was thinking was doing like a 5-minute video with no voice, because the voice work is really, I would say, maybe not the longest part of the video review process, but it's the hardest part of the video review process.
I mean, just reading the lines or like syncing it up with the audio or with the video?
Reading the lines. And that's because I live in a house with children. It's finding time where I can go in my closet and record and not have screaming or, other noise in the background.
Hey, you know what? You send me a script, I'll get a decent mic and I'll read your lines for you.
Oh, you want to do that? That'd actually be fun.
I wouldn't mind. We could look into it.
You know what? That would help me a lot. That's actually a good idea. I could probably do bi-weekly reviews if I did that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Look into that.
If you want, I can give you my video summary idea, and you could be the voices for them. So anyway, what my idea was just showing footage of the game with some like really just short summary information about it. Like I have 5 categories. Like the focus of the game is exploration, and then talk about the exploration for like 2 or 3 sentences type thing. And then what's unique about the game? Well, this game has let's talk about Hollow Knight. It has a magic system that allows you to keep your exploration up without having to worry about consumable items, that type of thing,
Sure.
Listing off just some traits of the game that might be selling points for people. And then the last thing would be, or the last 2 things would be criticisms, like what's bad about the game. Well, when you die, you leave behind all your geo, and that can detract from the exploration,
So like the bullet points at the end of a review is basically what you'd be covering.
Yes, and I already have those with the Metroidvania breakdown, but I don't think that the Metroidvania breakdown is exactly what I want to show. Like I was thinking maybe I could just do the Metroidvania breakdown, and I don't know, maybe that's still a possibility, but...
Well, no, you obviously, if we do this, it needs to be called Quick Cues.
Quick Cues.
Professor Q. I mean, that writes itself.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep my name out of all of that stuff, though, because I want to keep the focus on the games themselves, but maybe I'm
cues
wrong about
also
that.
double as questions, so it's
That's
a
true.
double entendre.
That's true. And then I was thinking like I could do a mini Metroidvania like countdown where you have 5 mini Metroidvanias in one video in 5 minutes type thing. One of the challenges behind games that are under 4 hours long is writing a review that doesn't spoil the entire game.
I think you could probably do a little 5. You don't have to do 5 in one. You could do one. Just do it for however long it takes to talk about. There's no reason to hit a 5-minute limit. If you cover everything you want to cover in 45 seconds, then cool.
No, I don't disagree with that. No, I'm not trying to hit like a time limit. I think that
didn't Pro Jared do like a 1-minute reviews thing?
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's something he did, and yes, that's the similar idea. The lightning round is what Brutal Moose did.
Oh yeah.
Before he started reviewing food.
Yeah, what happened to Brutal Moose? He's like,
You know what?
Of reviewing classic games from the 90s, I'm going to review crappy TV dinners.
He's got his audience. I can't blame him if he's got it.
It's so weird.
I know. I really like Brutal Moose when he reviewed video games. And you know what? He's still entertaining as a person when he does his...
Oh, no, he is. He's fun to watch. But I mean, like, his like, SimCity reviews, him and... what is his name? LGR. I don't remember what it stands for. Lazy Game Reviews, that's what it was. I like his stuff too.
Oh yeah.
They both cover kind of 90s, early 2000s games, and I mean that's when I was growing up, so that's what I'm impartial to. Not impartial to, partial to.
You know, I just realized I don't have my little minion with me, and I should.
You need to get him. Why don't I leave for one day and you abandon your child?
I heard something making noise, and I was like, wait a minute, where's my baby? Oh no, he's in the van.
He's a great father. He's like
Oh,
walking
great.
in a store and he hears a noise and he's like, "Oh wait, where are my kids?"
The worst dad. Oh gosh. What do I want to give up? I like quick focus. Wayward compass. We definitely want to keep that for now. Well, I think it only cost 1, or was it 2? It's 2, so we gotta.
Is it 2? Oh, that stinks. You know, the thing that stinks the most is when you actually have to fight his dad. You have to have him equipped, which means you just lose 2 slots for that fight.
Great.
And it's a tough fight.
Does he do anything?
Who? The
minion?
little kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, once he levels up enough, he starts attacking.
Okay, that's good. Well, at least he provides something for those 2 slots.
Oh no, not in that fight.
Oh,
You
okay.
lose him, and then the slot just empties.
Oh. I'm pretty sure you fight him. That's what I'm guessing, because that's exactly the type of thing that the writers, the darkness of the writing in this game would do.
I don't know.
So right now, what we're doing, I didn't actually explain what we're doing, is we're just gathering grubs, trying to get the last nail upgrade.
It's probably a good time to be gathering up his charge things.
Yeah, I figured it would be good to do it at the same time, which is why I was like annoyed that I'd forgotten to have him equipped.
Have you done the flower run yet?
No, I haven't done the flower run. Technically, we haven't been anywhere near the White Palace yet. What is this? I don't remember this. Oh, I can't even get up there. All right, let's find out what's up there. It's probably just a cache. A geocache. Yeah. Nope. Apparently, it's just a way to get to that grub if you don't have the double jump yet.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah. Let's see. Should we go to the Queen's Gardens or should we go to the Fog Canyon next? I'm thinking Queen's Gardens.
Yeah, Queen's Gardens, totes.
Although I don't know how much of that place is blocked off, even though we unlocked a lot of it last time we played.
So I've been playing, I don't know why, but I suddenly got bit by the racing game bug.
Uh-huh.
And I ended up picking up Forza Horizon 4. And it's
Wow.
like an open world, and you unlock cars, and the cars kind of behave differently, and there's different vehicles that you unlock. And as I was playing it, I was thinking, could there be a vehicle-based Metroidvania?
So one of the jokes on the R Metroidvania server is that Need for Speed is Metroidvania. But no, I think it's possible. Like Burnout Paradise is sort of partially there. All it needs to have is the gating, and some kind of goal, you know. Besides,
but I mean, a Metroidvania where where there's no combat.
Yeah.
And yet there's still competition, and I think the races could take that form. I think that'd be really interesting. I think somebody should look into that, and it would be a good marketing tool to call it a vehicular racing Metroidvania. Like that would catch attention because you don't see stuff like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, it's like the pinball Metroidvania thing. That needs to happen more often, to be honest.
Yeah, like you try something weird because it stands out.
Right. I think we might be locked out of this direction, which is kind of garbage. All right, well, we're going to Fog Canyon, it looks like.
Well, that's annoying.
This is one of the parts that I enjoy about Hollow Knight, but maybe not one of the most streamable parts, and that is the fact that you can get so lost.
We didn't want to go to the Queen's Garden anyway.
No, we're just showing off the fact that we could just dip in the water here and skip these challenges. So, speaking of skipping challenges, I've been trying to avoid Metroid Dread stuff because, you know, I don't like to be... I like to go in as blind as possible just from a reviewer standpoint, just to kind of give an idea of what that might be like, although I guess most people playing the game probably would have already been spoiled to all that stuff, so I don't know what viewpoint I'm trying to show by doing that, but it's how I prefer to play my games, so I'm going to continue doing it that way. So they recently tweeted something that says that Metroid Dread is going to be more like Super Metroid rather than Metroid Fusion.
I mean, that might just mean the linearity of it, because
Yes.
I think that's kind of what differentiates the two.
Yes, they're talking specifically about the linearity, and they call it a search action game, which is the Japanese word for Metroidvania.
And I would know since, I've never played nor watched anyone play Fusion.
We're,
Okay, don't hit the jellyfish.
I can hit the small ones. It's just the big ones we can't hit.
That's true. Well, you can hit the big ones. It's just not going to go well.
No. Although sometimes they get in the way and it makes it tough.
I'm just surprised with Metroid Dread that it's been so long since a Metroid game, like a traditional Metroid game, has come out, and then they decided to make it a crossover with a comic from the 80s. That's just, I didn't expect that.
Are you saying this because I haven't read anything about it, or?
What do you mean? I'm just talking, I'm spitting straight truths.
Great.
Thomas is going to be like, I am the law.
Boy, if you weren't using the tracker, this would be something you would find by complete accident. Although I could see somebody totally using Crystal up there.
It is funny that you've mentioned in the past that you've got a kind of like spider sense for finding secrets in these games.
Uh-huh.
And what was I playing? I was playing something recently, and I was like, that looks like a wall where there'd be a secret. And there was. I was like, oh man.
You just kind of intuitively get it after a while. And when I say I have a spider sense, I miss things all the time. I'm not saying I see all of them, but it's just like Spider-Man's spider sense. It's completely worthless sometimes.
Yeah, it works when it's supposed to work.
Right, and it works when the plot needs it to, and not before or after.
It's more like my plot senses.
What was it? My brother who would always say that divination is amazing when is too good when it works and complete garbage when it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. So there's 3 grubs in this area. Let's see how much we can extract from in here. I'm surprised there's no fire in here. Did we get that last time? I don't remember if I unlocked any fire last time.
So what's your stance on collectibles like grubs in games like this? Like, it's the same thing as one of the earliest examples I can think of was in Grand Theft Auto 3. There were packages just scattered all around the world for you to find, and you unlocked stuff for finding them.
I think that theming makes or breaks these type of things. Like, I love collecting the grubs because they're cute, and I like the uncle that throws all the cash at you when, or I guess he's called the grub father or whatever. I like that aspect of it. So there's a sort of a delight to collecting them.
Yeah, it's kind of got a slot machine feel.
Well, not just the slot machine thing feel, but you feel like you're accomplishing something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like you're helping these people.
Yeah. And when you don't have that theming, it feels terrible and it feels boring and...
Yeah, but most of the time it's completely... Well, not most of the time. Nearly all the time it's completely optional.
Sure. No, I get that. Okay, so here's the thing about optional stuff. Does it affect the score or not? It depends. I guess it depends on how well conveyed how much of a waste of time it is for you. Like how early on can you... And we can't do anything in the Queen's Garden. The Queen's Garden is like the most locked up place. I'm sure that's something I could be pretentious and be like, oh yeah, it's all about the Ludo narrative and theming, how locked up the Queen's Garden is. But it seems like we spent a lot of time in here.
Is that a walled garden?
Oh gosh, it's the Apple Garden.
It's meta critique.
You're gonna go deeper. You're gonna go deeper and say that they're trying to make some kind of statement. I don't see anything else that would support that that critique or that angle.
Speaking of Apple and walled gardens, actually, we won't talk about that. That has nothing to do with it.
I actually don't know what you're talking about, to be honest, but let's talk about Sci-Fi. That's what we said we're going to talk about this week.
Oh, yeah, Sci-Fi.
The reason why I wanted to talk about Sci-Fi a couple of weeks ago when I had the idea to talk about Sci-Fi, and it's been long since the time when my passion for it is. But anyway, it's because I've been watching Deep Space Nine, just not straight through. I've been just watching episodes that I like, and it got me thinking about it. So I just think it's a good...
You know, I have never made it all the way through Deep Space Nine.
Really?
No.
What's the sticking point for you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I watched it. I think I made it until like halfway through season 2, and then I just kind of fizzled out.
That's interesting. It's fine, those seasons. Like, I don't know what it is about Star Trek, but the first season always is not the best season. I feel like the Deep Space Nine starts relatively strong, but then it like brings Q in, and anytime Q leaves Star Trek: The Next Generation, he's terrible.
Yeah, they really didn't seem to. Once the Q was interesting because of the dynamic with Picard, and
Right.
once you take that dynamic away, he's not interesting anymore.
No, he's just kind of annoying, and then they start making up lore that ruins the ethos of the Q continuum. And speaking specifically about Voyager, they didn't do much with him in Deep Space Nine besides give him a romantic relationship with characters it doesn't make sense he has a romantic relationship with.
Wait, what? Really?
I believe that. Oh no, it's that girl lady that Picard falls in love with. He like runs off with her.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. But yeah, they did a lot of because the Q were interesting because they were. Well, that's the problem with all of this stuff is there's so much stuff in sci-fi that is interesting when it's mysterious, but then as shows go on and more seasons get added, they feel the need to go in and over-explain things that were interesting because they were mysterious. And I think
Right.
Q is a good example of that.
Q, the Borg, all that
That's
stuff.
like, have you seen
Okay.
Babylon 5?
I have not. So it got removed from. You know what? Let's go to the Queen's Garden this way. It got removed from Amazon Prime before I was able to watch it.
That's a
Speaking
shame.
speaking
wonder
of,
where
we were talking about before the stream that I wanted to start buying DVDs again because all these streaming services don't seem to have what I need when I want them.
True. Well, I think especially with TV shows. I honestly, I think there's a lot to be said for buying TV shows that you like on DVD
Sure. Yeah, there's the support the.
or Blu-ray or whatever. Because honestly, it's not that expensive. A couple of years ago was like, you know what I really like? MASH. I wonder if that's available. And I went and looked, and I bought like all 11 seasons of MASH for like $90. Like it was super cheap.
That's good because I don't know. I haven't looked at Babylon 5, but from what I've heard, I'll probably like it enough that purchasing it probably isn't a gamble at all. But
I mean, as somebody that has seen all of Babylon 5 and kind of knows your tastes, I think it's almost a guarantee you'll like it.
everybody tells me that it's basically like Final Fantasy Tactics is to Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together, in the sense that Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine have a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I mean, they do, but I'd say it's done better in Babylon 5.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. I do like Deep Space Nine a lot. It is my favorite Star Trek series. But okay, how do you open this thing? Because I think we were on the other side of this.
Wait, you like Deep Space Nine more than TNG?
I do.
All right,
Overall,
I'll talk to you later.
I said this before. I think I said it before on stream.
No, I know. I still don't understand that. I mean, granted, that's because I haven't watched.
I was about to say,
Deep Space
I don't get that you don't like the thing that I haven't watched over. Or
Well, I mean, basically everything is going to struggle to be better than TNG in my head because TNG is what I grew up watching.
Sure, yeah, there's that factor as well. I try and kill that factor whenever I'm as someone who tries to criticize things. Although obviously I still have my biases that I admit to, like Metroid 2, for instance. I think that the original Metroid 2 holds up, and people disagree with me on that one. That's fine.
Yeah, you made me watch the Game Boy version.
I still think that there's a lot of merit to that version.
No, there is. And from a discussion standpoint, I definitely think that it's got a lot to offer.
Yeah.
From a playing a game standpoint,
Well, that's the big argument. One of these days,
this right here, this room right here that you were just in,
Uh-huh.
I printed off and am working on a stained glass of.
oh,
Literally
sweet.
that room right there.
Yeah, it's a neat room. I like rooms like that. If you're gonna build an atmospheric Metroidvania game, you gotta have quiet moments where you can enjoy
I
just
I
the
think
atmosphere.
even more than most, I really appreciate quiet moments in game.
Yeah. I think that in order to be a Metroidvania fan, you kind of have to. Oops. It's the Mantis Mords. I should have sat at that bench.
You'll be fine.
Maybe. I did do I did all the Colosseums up to the Pale Ore.
So you haven't done the truly horrible ones yet.
Is there more than 2? I thought it was just 1 after that. Or did they add more? Is that what they did?
There might be just one more. The like 30 rounds one.
Oh gosh. I was complaining about it. I got off the stream last time and I was like, I probably shouldn't have complained about the the Colosseum so much, but I really just don't care for wave-based content.
Oh, I don't. Well, I mean, as somebody that absolutely despises trying something, getting through most of it, dying, and then being forced to go through it all again.
Right.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
Sure. That's not the reason why I don't like it, but starting over again does make it what I don't like about it worse. And mostly it's just that you spend a lot of time waiting, regardless of how good you are. And you know me, I don't like being told that I have to do a thing until, use up my time for no reason, other than the game decided that that's what I need to do at that point. Which is why I don't like grinding. Even though I do it.
Hey, got to do that grind.
Yeah, it's the Skinner box effect. Some grinds are better than others. I think that the Igavania games do a pretty decent job making it fun anyway, mostly because the rewards are so frequent. Alright, we're going to get to that grub. That's our goal. That's our goal before the end of the stream, is to get to that grubs, that specific grub. And then we'll have beat the game, and the credits will roll.
One day. So have you played any of the Control DLC yet?
I haven't yet. I haven't had time, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're not going to do that.
I don't know. My wife wants to see it, which improves the odds.
Okay, yeah, that did just improve the odds.
So when we're sitting down, it's like, what are we going to do together? It's going to be like, hey, how about we do the Alan Wake DLC? It's like, she liked Alan Wake a lot, so.
Oh, yeah, Alan Wake was great. I loved Alan Wake.
Yeah. Speaking of sci-fi, here's the thing about talking about
sci-fi.
Is it? I don't know. Is Control sci-fi? If Control is sci-fi, then Alan Wake is sci-fi. That is the argument I'm making.
I'd almost call Alan Wake.
Well, it's Stephen King horror.
Yeah, it's Stephen King horror. That's actually a really good way to describe it. That's spot on.
I think it's literally what it was trying to do. I think it was trying to rip off Stephen King.
It is Stephen King. Well, Stephen King even plays around with the connection between author and what he writes.
Right. I think that was the entire inspiration for Alan Wake, and then Control kind of played off of that, continued off of that. You weren't an anime AR? One of these days I'll pronounce your name correctly the first time. Didn't I unlock that?
It's a tongue twister.
There it is. I'm like, where's my over-the-head kill everything spell? Why isn't it working? Oh. I love that spell. That's how I killed Radiance. Spoiler alert.
It's great. The burst up. I even like how it looks, because it just looks like you're filled with souls.
That is the main reason why I want Hollow Knight to be in Smash Brothers, is just so you can do that for your FB.
Well, you got one more chance.
We do. Everybody's going to be disappointed with it, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter.
I mean, unless it's some sort of like shape-changing character that is all the characters.
Absolutely nobody is going to like the character they rebuild last. Nobody, except for the 2 people there was 4.
If it's Hollow Knight, you'll be happy with it.
It's going to be Crash Bandicoot or something.
Oh man, people lose their mind.
What? Okay, so you can't hurt those things as you fly across. Is there a bench nearby?
They can hurt you.
I wish I had the honeycombs about now.
Well, go get the honeycombs.
I don't want to leave this place until we should probably find the stag before I try and get the honeycombs.
You should definitely get the honeycombs before we do White Palace.
Oh no, that's a requirement in my opinion. That was the worst. All right, we gotta go get some recharge before we kill ourselves. We have too much geo. This is Green Path. Oh, okay, so this is the place we were trying to go earlier. Yeah.
Oh man, smack that tree.
Smack that tree.
Down.
I'm gonna smack that tree in a second, but I want to kill. Whoa. I want to get some juice back. Can't you hit their faces? There we go.
Wait, you can hurt these guys?
Yeah, you hit their faces.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. I mean, it's kind of messed up, but...
No, you can kill them. No reason to keep them around since their purpose has been fulfilled already.
Every time there's an enemy in a game that's just kind of chilling, and then you just go kill it, I always think of Shadow of the Colossus.
I feel bad every time myself. So I'm playing this game Grime for the review coming up in a couple of weeks, and it just came out. I'm sure everybody who's listening has heard of it. And yes, I'll call you Annie from now on, Anime Era. That's good. And in that game, you have to basically suck up the entire bodies of enemies in order to gain more power. And there's like this gentle giant, and that's his name, is the Gentle Giant.
Oh.
And I completely left him alone because that's what I do in these games. And then somebody told me that he like improves the number of times you can heal yourself, and you start out with 1, and it's like the most important ability to have. So you have to murder the Gentle Giant and suck him up into your black hole face.
It's like that meme of the little kid holding the gun and covering his eyes.
Right. I just totally skipped him the first time I saw him. I was totally not going to kill him until somebody told me that. I'm like, oh my, am I the baddies?
There are games that do that.
No, there's a lot of games that do that, and not necessarily anything wrong with it.
It's worse when they give you the option. You could go without that really good upgrade.
That's true.
And honestly, that makes it better. And by better,
oh, sure.
Worse.
From a ludo narrative standpoint, if there's some point you're trying to make, you can totally say that. Although I don't think that Grime is like moving towards any kind of moral substance at all. Sure. So far, you just seem like an all-consuming entity that eats things just to improve itself. So far, anyway. I mean, it seems like there might be some kind of commentary on just mortality, existentiality, that type of thing. But as far as morality, I don't know if I've detected anything yet. Because that's what I like doing in these games, is trying to
deduce
the message, even if there is none, which is sometimes half the fun. Sometimes it's fun to put a message where there obviously isn't one.
Wait a minute, what are you supposed to do up there? Because you can't stop your burst.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, you just have to stop it early enough.
Oh.
This is going to be... So I only need like 36 grubs or whatever, and I have no idea where I'm at right now. I do not have the right charms for this, and that moment he realized he messed up. Oh wait, he moved. Good. Good. I think I need to hit the brakes like right away.
Yeah, just like get just the boost, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, we made it. Sweet. He's free. It's like the hardest grub. Oh,
It kind of is.
Oh no, we have to come back. I do not want to have to get my Geo. Oh no. I want to say that was controller failure, but I probably just pushed the button too late.
You can do it.
No, I can't. This is... Wait. He tried. He failed.
The panic is real.
No! Dagnabbit! We're gonna lose all this Geo and it's gonna make me so mad.
You have
I keep doing it too early.
You fell for the honeypot, man.
I fell for the honeypot. I need that Geo, dang it. Great. Alright, we're gonna go get it. It's not that far away. We just have to walk over there with our broken vessel and our dashed dreams.
That's your ego.
The ego meter has broken.
That'd be interesting. A game where your health is your ego, and as you get beaten on, it's your ego going down for getting beaten on.
Gosh, there's so much fun. So, like from exactly what we were talking about, there's so many fun things you could do as satire commentary just using ludonarrative alone.
Oh yeah.
I guess in that case, that wouldn't be ludonarrative. That would be theming, but still, same effect.
Yeah, same result.
By the way, when I do my so in the next month, I'm doing a analysis video of the Metroid story. Finally, as soon as I can get some time to sit down and write it, I'll be out of town a couple of weeks from now in hotels. I'm hoping I'll have time to write it then.
Wait, Metroid has a story?
Oh gosh, I like how you know exactly how to
What buttons?
grind my gears. That's the whole reason why I'm making this video. It's because I'm tired of people's like, well, Metroid doesn't have a story, and I'm like, no. Also, Nintendo seems to think that Metroid has a story because that's how they're advertising Dread.
That is true. It's an interesting direction that they're going with it.
So I'm going to make my interpretation of the story. It's not going to be necessarily the way Nintendo interprets it. And I want to do it before Dread comes out because it's something I've thought for a long time. And I want Dread to either... I want to allow Dread to either just completely dash my hopes. I'm guessing it's probably going to be neutral in the way I interpret the story, but...
I tend to wonder what
confirm
direction
my
they're going
biases.
to go with it. If they're going to go more Super Metroid storytelling, or if they're going to go more other M storytelling.
Based on... so Mercury Stream is the developer for Metroid Dread. And the way they... I'm sorry, is the developer for Metroid Dread, they also made Samus Returns. I don't assume that Dread will be great. In fact, my feelings on it could be great, but I am optimistically hopeful for Dread. Just because I don't necessarily agree with some of the changes they made to Samus Returns, and I think
I think it's almost good for people to be excited for Dread and expect it to be good, because
then people actually buy it, unlike all the other Metroid games.
well, yeah, that, but also if it's not good, then the excitement you feel before the game comes out is the only thing good that you get out of it.
That's a tainted positive way of looking at it. I don't know how else to say that.
Cursed good.
Cursed good. Yeah. So that was actually what my boss told me. He bought a lottery ticket. I need to get to the edge of that platform before I dash.
It's lottery ticket mentality.
So who wants to watch me get my soul back again? What the crud, man? What is going on here?
I mean, at least you're getting closer each time.
There, what the crud?
Yeah, we're in a, like Roggen says, we're in a short moment of time where everything could be great.
Honestly, I don't like the feeling of disappointment too much. So I don't understand the mentality myself, but...
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's the whole, it's the hope that kills.
Yeah. Guarded optimism, that's what I'm going to call it. Like, I'm not super hyped for Dread, but I'm glad it's coming because... Okay, so here's my thoughts about... We need to stream Samus Returns at some time. We're probably not going to get it done before Dread, but because I do want to talk about their take on Samus Returns. But we can just talk about it a little bit here. Is that I don't necessarily like the direction they went, but I don't think it was a bad direction they went with the changes to the story. So I think that something good can come out of the direction they took Samus Returns, but it will be different from maybe the Metroid that we know. And that might cause controversy for anybody that cares about the story, but based on anybody you talk to who says that Metroid doesn't have a story, it probably doesn't matter. So
it's gonna really upset about 7 people.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'd be upset. Like I said, I don't like the way that they went with Samus Returns' changes, but I don't think it's bad. And the only reason why I don't like it is because it's a remake of a game that I already really enjoy.
Whoa, I just realized, look at the background there.
Oh, you just realized that? Let's take a look at it again. Oh yeah, I need to borrow that.
Yeah, like what the heck is that thing? There's nothing like that in the game.
It looks like the Dreamer, maybe? Is there a Dreamer in this area? I don't think there is.
So maybe it's like a dreamer that died, but it's so big.
Yeah.
It's like a cat being dead down here.
When you think about it, are there bugs that really have that much of a size difference?
I mean, yeah.
Like in real life?
There's big bugs, and then there's teeny tiny bugs.
So are we the teeny tiny bugs?
Yeah, I think we're probably teeny tiny.
Are we the ants versus the, I don't know, those wrestling beetles from Japan?
Yeah. The
It looked like they could go
horned
up
beetles.
there. Yeah, yeah. That's
It's
like
fun to
real.
watch those shows where they flip each other off at the table.
Yeah, that's like a big thing in Japan. I can totally understand it too.
Because I don't think they necessarily even hurt each other.
Is this a plat or is this an exit? Nope, it is. It is being bitten. That is what that is.
All right. Yeah.
I didn't actually try and whack it though. So, you were guarded by the weirdest guardians. Can I exit
Piranha
through here?
plants.
I guess not. We just look, I guess. Wouldn't mind seeing what's inside that building. I don't know if that's the shape of Oom building or not. I don't think it is. Isn't there a charm that prevents you from, like, freaking out when you hit the ground? I can't remember. One of the...
I mean, there's a charm that makes it where you get hit, you don't fly back.
Yeah, I wonder if that does the same thing. Yeah, I need to come borrow that Game Boy fairly soon. I'm still working on the Astalon Tears of the Earth review, though, so that needs to get finished before I start recording for this Metroid lore video. So on that video, I'm going to take some time and just kind of talk about what the definitions of all the jargon that I use all the time is. Just to kind of use it as a... in case I do another lore video.
Oh, okay.
So I can reference back to that Metroid
Explain
video.
your vernacular.
My vernacular. I like to think that it's general vernacular, like things like theming and stuff. There's a Boy Scout handbook for game design, and it talks about some of the things that we talk about. It doesn't mention ludonarrative, but I know that that's like a major discussion. So I think most people know what that is at this point, at least anybody who studies game design.
Yeah, or at least have heard the term.
Yeah, at the very least, and maybe my video will help them if they don't really understand what that means. Because usually when you hear about ludonarrative, it's about ludonarrative dissonance, and it's usually some kind of pretentious, oh, this game's terrible because the ludonarrative clashes with the gameplay, which...
You have to say it with a bad British accent.
It's horrible. I actually read an article that argued
I gotta hand
that...
it to you, that was a bad accent.
What you talking about?
You cashed that check.
I've said it before.
Like, ah!
I know. I like how this is like one of the ancient ones. Can you imagine if your ancient ones were like this? Just constantly screaming. I kept it safe. I kept it safe for all this time. You know, you locked all the doors. I think you did a good job keeping this garden safe. You know how long it took us to get in here? What's that?
Yeah, he did a great job.
He did a great job at it. He's not defending it well. Well, we'll see. We'll see what kind of boss he is. Soon the queen will return and teach me to fly. Shall we wait together, stranger, or shall we play together? Well, obviously we're going to fight, because you're worth 100 points, and oh, you're a bouncy boss. Think bouncy bosses. I am so glad that I have
He's not just a bouncy boss, he's a floaty bouncy boss.
I'm glad I have the Shape of Oon charm already. I should probably be charging.
Oh, did you fight the anglerfish?
Anglerfish?
Yeah, I think it's Thrask.
Oh, Nosk, yes.
Nosk, yeah. I always liked that enemy design.
Yeah, no, he's great.
Because they tease him with another little knight.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
what is that? Why? And then, horror.
He's gonna destroy me. I hope I'm pretty close with a bench. Alright, so as long as I... Nope, never mind.
I just imagine him screaming this entire time.
Except for the part where he's just like... And the bench...
Not super close, considering there was a bench right next to him.
There's a bench past it. We don't have to fight it when we see him again, so let's go get that bench and then we'll put on some charms that actually help.
If you'd power up your little dude, he'd help you in combat.
I know. but you gather things in the area you're in, so you don't have to walk so far. Honestly, what we're really looking for is the tram, so that we can just ride out of here.
Is there a tram down here?
Yeah. Well, at least there's been
you're
signs for
right.
it.
Yeah. Right.
Whether or not there is actual tram, I don't remember, but yeah, there's a sign right there for it. Right. That's kind of what I've been following this whole time. I'm gonna try going this way.
One thing that they don't make you do that would have been heartbreaking in this game is making you fight and kill the little tram guy.
They should have done that.
Like, you show up and he's been diseased and you have to put him out of his misery.
Whoops. I actually I like playing the good guy in games, but I like it when they give you some kind of dilemma that you're forced to make a decision that isn't necessarily good or evil. I really like that a lot.
I mean, I'm just talking. I was thinking more like,
Oh, this is a dead end.
I don't know, how do I put this without spoiling things?
Which
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus is a great game. Also,
but if you've played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think Folding Ideas has a great video about that. I can't remember who was talking about Shadow of the Colossus. Anyway, Sci-Fi. We're talking about Sci-Fi today.
Oh, not really. No, we're not.
We got distracted. What's everybody in the chat's favorite Sci-Fi show, like, of all time? We know that Nick's is the next generation because he watched it as a kid.
Well, no, not necessarily. It's my favorite Star Trek. That doesn't mean it's my favorite sci-fi.
Oh, I guess that's true. Would Babylon 5 be your favorite sci-fi?
I don't know. I'd have to kind of think about it.
It's
Babylon
Grokken's
5
favorite
is up
sci-fi.
there.
Grokken says Babylon 5. I really need to watch that.
Bab 5 does some... Warehouse 13 was fun.
After this stream, I'm going to go look up at how much the DVDs cost, and if they're, under 80 or whatever, I'll grab them.
Actually, you know what I think probably my number one sci-fi show would be? I don't know, it's tough. It's tough. Like, there's a top three. My top three would be Babylon 5, Farscape, and probably TNG.
What if you count anime?
I don't know, then Cowboy Bebop would probably be in there.
I was trying to get you to say Cowboy Bebop.
I mean, Cowboy Bebop would be top five. Cowboy Bebop is rock solid sci-fi.
Right.
Although I think Cowboy Bebop is top sci-fi because it's set in a sci-fi universe, but it's not necessarily a sci-fi story. Like, it's a very noir kind of human story.
So Grokken really hates Farscape.
What? You hate Farscape? Well, okay. I can understand why Farscape wouldn't be somebody's cup of tea. There's a lot of camp that you have to push through. But I feel like if you can push through that, there is so much to appreciate in that show.
Well, I do like camp. Everybody knows I like camp a lot.
It's also a show that, well, like so much sci-fi, where the first season is the weakest season.
Oh my gosh. So we're talking about why I don't like TNG as much as I like DS9. And that is the reason why, is because about a third of TNG is just complete and utter trash.
Yeah, it's the running joke. It's pre-Beard Riker and post-Beard Riker. And that's how you can break down good TNG from bad TNG.
Some people even argue that it's not until the third season that TNG really starts to get good. And that's the thing, is that TNG has the higher highs than Deep Space Nine, but the reason why I like Deep Space Nine more is because the consistency. I like the characters more in general. I think it's funny that they took characters from TNG and just made them better. Whereas TNG, like, you have Picard and Data, and Data's thing is not having emotions, so I think it's funny. Red Letter Media, I like watching their videos about their favorite Star Trek episodes. And they're like, yeah, Data's just a creepy clown. We don't like him.
What?
They don't like Data. It's funny.
Data. That's messed up.
I like Data. He's actually one of my favorite characters in the show.
Yeah,
but
he was
it's
one of the earlier shows that really play with the idea of a human level intelligence AI.
Yeah.
And the implications of that.
I think it's funny if you look at the 4 Star Trek shows. Let's see, we're going to take off the Wayward Compass, Gathering Swarm, and then we're going to put on, what is it, Steady Body? Or no, it's the Balder shell thing. There we go. All of the Star Trek shows that came out, I don't think we need Grimchild either. Let's get rid of that.
No, not in this fight.
What was it? Stalwart Shell. I don't think we need Steady Body. That's not going to help us there. Maybe dash more often. We'll try that. Just put something else there that's useful.
I think, well, Star Trek seems to be like there's always the thinks differently character. Like the original series had Spock, and he was novel back then. And then TNG had Data. Voyager had, I don't know who would fill that role. 7 of 9, probably.
So I wouldn't call it the thinks differently character. It is the character who isn't human, but either respects human or wants to become human.
Well, no, because that wouldn't be Spock, and that wouldn't be 7 of 9. That's just Data.
Yeah, they respected Spock a lot more. They really hate on Vulcans after TNG. I guess the writers just don't like the idea of characters who block their emotions out.
Well, and I mean, Spock was technically half human, half, so it kind of played with that.
But yeah, well, they're the characters that through the conduit of the character, they talk about what it means to be human. That's their purpose. And then Odo serves that in Deep Space Nine. You had the Doctor in Voyager, and then the show gets better after 7 and 9 comes in, and you have the Doctor and 7 and 9 playing off of each other.
So you think that role's filled by Odo and not whatever that parasite is that's in 2 different characters throughout the show?
Well, no, because... No, I don't know what they're doing with that character. What annoys me about her is that she's supposed to be like 500 years old and she acts like a child half the time. like these are things that 50-year-old humans figure out. Like,
man, you're having trouble with this fight.
Yeah, well, I need to stop talking for a little bit. All right, Nick, give a discourse while I fight this guy.
All right. I'm going to talk about what is hands down my biggest pet peeve when it comes to sci-fi. So, years ago, Sci-Fi Channel released what is, in my opinion, one of the single greatest seasons of sci-fi television ever made. And it was the Battlestar Galactica remake. And it was gold. It was one of the greatest things ever made. It ends on a high note. It's amazing. From the miniseries that they made to the end of the first season, Battlestar Galactica is perfect sci-fi, in my opinion. And then by the end of the show, the final episode airs, and it is absolute garbage. Like, I cannot possibly come up with a bigger contrast from the beginning of a show to an end of a show. And Grucken's right. It goes down very quickly. And there's some high points throughout the show, but it never re-achieves what it had in that first season. And I feel like that's one of the biggest missed opportunities, and also one of the greatest arguments for why a show should stay short, and why it's not a good thing just because a show you love gets 2 or 3 more seasons.
Right.
And I mean, my biggest problem, I don't know, I don't want to spoil things, because there might be, but they do something with the theming at the end of Battlestar Galactica that I found so galling and so offensive that it ruined the show for me, and I've never gone back and watched it since. Yeah. Sci-Fi is, or excuse me, Stargate. I thoroughly enjoyed Stargate. I liked the first one. I liked Atlantis. Then they made that third one that was terrible. But I think Stargate and Stargate Atlantis were both really good shows. I mean, they sometimes fell back on the science saves the day, but even though they did that, I think it's still consistently good.
Star Trek Discovery. Math is great.
Ugh,
Actual lines for the show. I like math.
that was such a
Science is
bad,
wonderful.
such. I feel like they were almost trying to make fun of themselves there, and it didn't work.
They might have been.
I also, in the original Stargate, somebody pointed. I used to love Richard Dean Anderson's character. He was my favorite character ever. And then somebody was like, he doesn't have any character development. He's just a quip machine. And I was like, no, wait, maybe.
So watching Star Trek, like Voyager and Deep Space Nine and all these shows next to each other, it's really funny because they have the same solutions. I think I might delete this guy for later. Let me think for a minute. What would help me against this? So he's bouncing around. Maybe I just need to use my spin attack more often. I don't know. We're gonna figure this out.
Maybe focus on, instead of trying to hit him from the side, focus on trying to jump up and pogo hitting him.
That's
what
what.
you're avoiding him.
Well, that's what I've been doing. Is I'm hitting him from underneath, but he comes at angles sometimes. Like, it would be really easy to fight this guy if I had the invincibility dash by now, but I don't. I'm pretty sure you don't get that until after you've done the White Palace, right?
I actually don't remember.
Oh, I just messed up. Maybe I should just use spells on him instead of trying to heal. I don't remember how much damage the big one does, though. What I really need to do is just learn his patterns. If he comes from above me, I can dash either direction, I'm fine.
If you get near a wall, he kind of bounces a lot more. Maybe you can like get into a corner and then...
And maybe I need to take the charm that gives you spirit when you get hit, because maybe that's...
Hit, yeah, since he's wailing on you.
Yeah, let me grab that.
Yeah, because I don't think bouncing him up is sustainable.
This is going to be really interesting when I get to the Pantheon, when it's actually hard. Everybody's been waiting for that. I know we're going to get there eventually. Draw more soul. And then, honestly, I don't think Baldur's Shield is helping me that much. So let me grab... What is it?
Grauken, did you watch... in that same kind of run on Sci-Fi Channel that had Stargate once it came over from... Shoot, I think it was on Cinemax or something. Or on Showtime. When it came over to Sci-Fi, it aired with, let's see, what was it? It was Stargate, Farscape, and then there was a show called Lex. And it was super weird. And I always wonder what people's opinion of that show was, because it seems to run the gamut from, oh yeah, it was a lot of fun, to, man, that was a terrible show.
What is the one that makes it so you get soul when you get hit?
I just remember it being really quirky and strange. And oddly sexual.
All right, I either have it equipped already. Okay, so I have Shape of Moon, Soul Catcher.
That's a great description. Farscape, but on drugs. That's very true.
I know I have it. Where is it? It's not Life but Heart. None of those things. Okay, we don't need that.
How about The Expanse? Have you watched any of The Expanse, Q?
No, I haven't watched The Expanse at all. All right, I must be going crazy, but I cannot seem to find the one that makes you get soul back when you take hits.
Have you not gotten it yet?
I'm pretty sure we've used it. It could be that I'm just not reading it well enough right now. Oh, there it is. It's freaking right there. I guess in my brain I thought it was going to cost less to use.
No.
All right, we've got Spore Shroom.
Well, anyway, The Expanse is solid. I watched the first season, and then I decided that I wanted to read the books, and I didn't want the show to ruin it for me, so I went and started reading the books, and there's like 8 of them, so I haven't gotten through them yet. But it's interesting because it's... So you know how fantasy, there's like fantasy, and then there's like low fantasy, where they stick more closely to, I don't know,
Reality.
what you might consider reality. Yeah, I would call The Expanse high-tech, low sci-fi. Because they don't use sci-fi like magic to break the the laws of thermodynamics.
That's one thing that's great about Hollow Knight. When you're having trouble, try a different build.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely a strength. Yeah, if you can get him beach balled up into the air a few times, that helps.
Yeah. Obviously, going and getting the nail upgrade would also help this a lot. I actually may have the pale ore for the grubs. We should go get our grub money after this. Do some money grubbing. Which I guess is technically what we've been doing this entire time. How come I didn't get a full... There. Every time I come through here and kill things, I got the soul, so weird.
Yeah, it's definitely not wild. And honestly, but that's something that appeals to me. I like that in the Expanse, if they want to fly from Earth to a moon around Jupiter, it's going to take weeks. And in my mind, when space is treated like the ocean, it feels more grounded to me. Like it feels more scary or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you got your warp speed, and you just kind of go places, and it's more political at that point.
Yeah.
Well, and it's less about the...
and that's okay.
Yeah. No, that's fine. It depends what your show is going for. Star Trek was always a political show, and anybody who says otherwise doesn't doesn't understand what they were trying to accomplish with it.
Like in The Expanse, when they go fast, they have to literally sit in these like cushioned chairs and have drugs injected into them, because if they don't, they'll pass out, because the force of going that fast and speeding up so quickly would cause them to lose consciousness.
I always find it interesting how they come up with solutions to problems that exist like that. Like, oh, you just take drugs and sit in a padded chair. That'll do it.
Well, yeah, but it's like hardcore. Like the drugs mess you up and make you sick.
One of the things in the Final Fantasy movie, that movie that they branded Final Fantasy for basically no reason, that I like is when they do their drop from like what you would normally use a parachute for. They like shoot jelly on the ground with their guns and then fall into the jelly.
Oh, sorry, I was reading what Rocket Round. Say that again.
So the Final Fantasy movie, one of my favorite things that they came up with as a solution, just to be different. Like, there's no point to this. When they have to like drop in to fight the monsters.
Oh yeah, and they shot the jelly that they landed.
Yeah, that they ran into this jelly stuff instead of we got them with our stinky gas.
That was such a... Oh, you did it!
I guess we should listen to him. I've been waiting a long time, stranger. I've been fighting a long time, stranger. I am very tired. The queen will be in here soon. I just need to sleep a little. Nom 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 nom. He'll teach us both to fly. Well, we've been flying this whole time. Oh, so I guess I don't have to absorb him.
Are you like double killing these guys?
I don't know. I'm not Mossbag. I don't know all the answers. Mossbag and I should team up and do something.
Collab.
Although I should probably watch his videos first before I think about that. I haven't sat down and watched them all. Why do I keep wanting to go that way? Okay, so there's a grub over there. Let's go get him, and then we'll turn in our grubs. Whoops.
So I read, sticking with sci-fi, they're making a show. Have you heard of Isaac Asimov's Foundation series?
That's a book, or I assume that it's a book series, and they're using...
It's a book series, and they're going to base a TV show on it. And I don't understand how they're going to do that properly. Because it's not a space opera. I mean, it's Grokken's ready. I like Grokken. We have a lot in common, man. But it's the whole idea of Foundation is that there's a grand empire, like a space empire, like you see in countless other sci-fi stories. But it's in decline. Like they don't actually know how to create new tech. All they know is how to repair their existing tech, and even that they're slowly losing the ability to do. And so it's like the fall of this empire due to Well, due to what brings down all empires, corruption and intellectual decay.
I'm pretty
But
sure that Asimov was also a very satire-driven
oh, he was.
writer.
He was. Well, but the whole concept of Foundation was there's somebody that develops a type of math that can be used to, in very broad strokes, predict the future. And it wasn't magic or anything like that. It was literally, we can use this math and our understanding of human behavior to make predictions. And it didn't work on individual levels. You couldn't use it to, like, when am I going to die? But it could predict broad strokes. And they use that to kind of predict the fall of the empire. And they create what kind of is like a library where they storehouse all of the knowledge and culture of this big empire during what is going to be a long drawn out dark age, with the intention of shortening how long the dark age lasts. And I feel like that's a really hard story to tell on a television show on HBO.
I don't know. HBO's pulled some stuff off that I think they did a great job with. We'll see. I think if there's any venue that is left that still makes
That
movies,
takes risks, yeah.
yeah, movies that are intellectually strong, HBO could be one of them. I don't know. I'm just talking based off of the Chernobyl docudrama.
Yeah, Chernobyl was good. I mean, Westworld's first season was good. Oh man, we are gonna get so much loot.
Yeah, and we're gonna lose it all somehow. Give me my pale ore, dang it! That's what I'm here for. Is that it? Is that it? Did we do it? A hollowness seal. Okay. Oh, he's gonna keep going. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to count them because they're like in the background and the foreground.
But yeah, between the Foundation show and the Dune show that they're making, they're biting off a lot.
Oh my gosh! I think we just barely made it
Oh wow, you did?
to the city. This whole time,
I think Dune probably translates to the small screen pretty well. I definitely think it translates to the small screen and as a TV. No, not Doom. Dune, D-U-N-E, as in Frank Herbert's. But I feel like that could make a really good show. And I think it fits the format of a television show better than the movies did. Although ultimately Dune is about politics when you really drill down to the core of it. It's about intergalactic politics, which doesn't exactly sound super compelling, despite what yeah, I think there was a show back in the day.
so are you optimistic for the movie?
Wait, are they making a movie? I thought it was a show they were making. Or they were making a movie too. Or is the thing I'm thinking is a show a movie?
Oh, maybe it's a movie.
Oh, that would be too bad. I feel like it would fit. Oh, that would be too bad. I didn't know it's a movie. I feel like they should have turned it into a show.
By the way, we're not experts on movies, just FYI.
Keep in mind, I intentionally avoid trailers from most things.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like I said, I've been kind of avoiding. I know that with Metroid Dread, it would be fun to try and predict what it is, but
And also, I feel like if they're making a movie, they're going to focus almost exclusively on the first book, which isn't the most important book, in my opinion. I feel later, when you get into the later Dune books, they really subvert what, even to today, we expect from a sci-fi story. Because I don't know how much should say because of spoilers, but the main character in the first two books is it's interesting what it turns into later.
all right, it's either going to be 6,000 or 8,000 to buy this thing, so I might have to go and sell some.
So is the movie going to split the book into two movies? That's what it's doing?
Well, they love doing that whenever they can.
It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I think what he did was really, really clever, and I really liked it. And I feel like that could make a really compelling television show, moving from the second to the third book. Oh, all right. Well, that'll be interesting. If they're taking their time with it, and then they continue the movies, it could turn into like a mini-series type thing. I think that would be really interesting.
Let's
But
get
I think,
to work.
yeah, I don't know. I'd really like to see the later books turned into either a show or a movie.
The Majesty of the Pure Nail, which is only 25% better than what we had.
Eh. I like people that have never read Dune or watched any of the movies are like, what are they talking about?
There we go. It's very stripy.
Well, that
It
is
seems
very
like
stripy.
it seems like it'd be hard to hold on to that thing with that handle.
Well, we don't know. Maybe you're wearing gloves.
Maybe. Uh-oh. Should we kill him or should we let him go off and I think he marries one of the other nail people.
Wait, does he? I didn't
think
know
so.
there was a story either way.
Yeah, no, I want to take him out. We're gonna give him what he wants.
Oh, that was unceremonious.
Where's his body?
It sank to the bottom.
I think your swipe becomes whiter, like more thick
Oh, really?
when you have the pure nail. I think it becomes thicker every time you get an upgrade. I could be wrong.
I mean, it would make
I'm sure
it feel more substantial.
if that's true, there's somebody who's made a YouTube video on it comparing everything.
Imagine if in life, when you like achieve the peak of whatever your job is, you're just like, all right, I can die now.
It's a very anime thing to do.
It'd be like way more mundane. Like if there was like a trash collection guy and he manages to collect all the trash faster than ever before, and he's like, all right, time to die.
I think if you don't kill him, he goes and like makes friends or moves in with one of the masters that teach you the nail arts.
Which I feel like that's a better story because he discovers there's more to life than just making a pointier sword.
Right. It's learning how to kill people with that pointy sword.
You robbed him of that, you monster.
I mean, some say it's a romantic relationship, but people put romantic relationships on everything when it comes to the internet. So
People put romantic relationships onto everything, whether it should be there or not.
right. So
The number one thing that frustrates me has always been the romance that burgeons between Mulder and Scully on X-Files, because their relationship was almost purely platonic and friendly until fairly late in the series, and then it feels like they just forced it in because the series went on too far. And these are two characters that were more interesting when they were just like partners and friends and they weren't romantically involved.
yeah, well, when you got a show going on, you got to keep people interested, and romance is something that people are interested in.
Yeah, yes.
So I don't know. As my wife would tell me, I'm not the most romantic, like when it comes to media. I'm not into the romance side of things, but I think it can be done well.
Which Bridget Jones's Diary is your favorite?
Exactly. That's what I mean. I want to make sure I phrase that correctly so people didn't think.
Yeah, the slow death of X-Files, even into the new season that they made, was too bad because nothing felt fulfilling. Honestly, X-Files was at its best when it was telling stories outside of its overarching narrative.
Yeah, when it had the I believe in aliens stuff later on.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were always episodes that tied into the overarching narrative and the whole, oh, the government's involved in this and this and
Of
this.
course. The
Yeah,
government's always involved.
It just got way less interesting. And I mean, the best X-Files episodes were always the ones that were just monster of the week, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite things about it. That's what makes Star Trek. That's what makes Next Generation intriguing, is that it is very much a let's explore this idea with this alien race type thing.
Yeah, that's when it's most. And some of my favorite X-Files episodes were actually the ones that had comedy elements to them.
Oh,
like
yeah.
every once in a while, they'd do funny episodes. There was one where there's an entire town of vampires, but you don't know that at first. And the story is being told by Mulder and Scully to Skinner in his office. And little elements of the story change depending on which one of them is telling the story. So, like, there's one, like, if Mulder's telling the story, there's this sheriff who's, like, buck teeth and a huge redneck goober. But when Scully's telling the story, he's just kind of a normal guy.
Fine, I won't go that way. We're going up to get this dreamer, by the way, just because we happen to be in the neighborhood, because that's how I do things. You know, as long as you're there, you run errands when you're near the store. That's what I do.
Oh, and yeah, I think Scully was more or less telling what was actually happening, and then when Mulder told the story, he put his embellishments on everything. There's one scene where Mulder gets drugged, and he's about to get killed, and then Scully barges in and saves him. And when she walks up to him, he starts quoting the Shaft song, and then it immediately cuts back to them in the office, and Mulder's like, I did not! Oh yeah, the Cops episode is gold.
Come on.
But I like shows that do that, where normally they're serious, but they've got comedy. And TNG, actually, or not TNG, the original Star Trek did that with a couple of episodes, too.
I think Star Trek is always a little bit campy. Although they did have some pretty serious episodes in the original series.
Well, Mulder's a great character. I mean, he's incredibly likable.
I still have not finished the original series. I think I got halfway through season 3, which is the last season, but...
Well, I mean, the joy drains out of it when Mulder leaves for the final season. They should have ended it when... What's that actor's name? Whatever that actor's name is, decided to leave.
You know, though, they gotta milk it for as long as they can. It's just safe business.
But do they?
They don't... Okay, so... If it wasn't for the fact that they were trying to make money off of it, no, they don't. But ultimately, that is why they pay for the thing in the first place. So they'll milk it dry before.
I mean, I think the shining example of that is Supernatural, which the original creators had a plan for 5 seasons. They made those 5 seasons with an adequate payoff, and then it stretched on for another 9 seasons.
Right.
And I don't even think they were involved. I think they actually left the show.
I would leave the show. Honestly, that's fine. I'm okay with...
Oh, no.
If I wrote something great and they're just like, hey, we want to write some other crap, I'm like, yeah, do what you want. I already told the story I wanted to tell. Thanks for paying for it. See ya. Like...
Yeah, no. I think the first 5 seasons of Supernatural hold up and are still very entertaining.
As long as... I don't know. I mean, sometimes things can be ruined by...
What comes after?
Terrible choices.
This fight, dude. You're probably going to do it in one, but...
We'll see what happens. Well, I had the pure nail. Did you have the pure nail when you did this?
I don't think I did.
We're playing Mega Man right now. We got to charge our laser. Whoops. Nope, he's waking up another one.
Yeah, you gotta hustle.
Yeah, this is the king, or the 4 kings of Dark Souls.
I feel like this is one of the fights where just face tanking these guys works out.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking that might be a good strategy if I have a hard time with this.
Although you're dropping them pretty quick.
I do have the pure nail, which helps a lot.
And I think at most you have to fight 3.
Is it only 3?
Well, I mean 3 at one time.
Oh, shoot. I better hurry then. Let's get out of here.
I could be wrong.
One at a time is too easy, so I think it's good that they have...
Well, yeah, one at a time would be just a joke.
I think it's only 2 at a time. Because that guy didn't seem to get up until after I had...
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I think only 2 at a time.
Yeah, this is definitely a face tanking would be a great strategy, boss. Oh gosh. Oh no, don't do it. don't deal the final blow, please. Oh no. I'm obviously not kitted for an actual fight either.
Hollow Knight's interesting because I feel like offense is almost always a more effective strategy than defense, but just naturally, as you get low on health, you get more and more defensive, which makes you just spiral the drain.
Right. Oh, that was not good. Okay. No. Oh, no. That was really close.
It was bringing another one back.
Yes. Come on. Do a roll. Don't do a bounce. Do a roll. We really are playing Mega Man now. That's what you do in Mega Man is you hide up in the corner until an opening happens. Oh no. Okay, we better get some actual stuff for this.
If you'd upgrade your little grub friend, he'd help you.
You keep reminding me of that. I actually saw some fire. I actually think there might be some fire next to the first area. Okay, so there's no fire in this area, right? So I don't need to equip the thing at all. So let's get rid of him.
No, yeah, you can take him out.
We don't need Gathering Swarm. Steady Body would be helpful. Would Long Nail be helpful? Let's go with the Baller Shell, I think. In case one of them lands on me. I think we're okay. I'm going to leave the Wayward Compass on. Just as a safety. You know, I thought about going back to town and spending all my money just in case something like this happened, but... we got the Pure Nail. What the... Did I not open that shortcut?
You're too in a hurry.
I guess so. I'm not trying to rush. I just didn't think to do that.
Also, you have 6 minutes, so basically you got to kill him in this fight.
Oh, well, that's a good place to end, I think, for this week. We made some good progress. We got a bunch of grubs and.
Yeah, I think we're closing in on the money stuff where you're not going to have anything left, but what everybody's coming to the race for.
Next time we're probably going to do the hive because I definitely want to get the. I need to actually pay attention to collecting Geo now that I don't have the thing equipped.
The collection, yeah. Well, at least now, because you haven't fought the boss at the end of the hive yet.
Yeah, we'll actually see DLC content that I haven't seen before, so I don't remember this fight, so this is as good as me not having seen it before.
Wait, you don't remember the Beatles here?
Nope, I do not. I do not remember them.
They were definitely not DLC.
Nope. So I'm just not... It has been 3 years? 4 years now? I don't know. Make up a number. That's how many years it's been. Oh, yeah. I have to go to the other side before it opens. All right. Let's see how quickly we can get this guy dead.
Did you do... I didn't really pay attention. Did you do face tank?
I think I did. Maybe Steady Body isn't.
Yeah, you did. Oh, wait. Yeah, because you're flying back.
Unless they nerfed face tanking.
Well, and quick heal is always a part of face. Yeah, there you go. Because you get more magic for wailing on them, which you can use to heal yourself quickly.
I actually did forget to grab the thing that makes it so you get soul when you take damage, which is a very important part of face tanking.
Oh, yeah. I think you're doing... Yeah, this is going much better.
Maybe. I'm also getting hurt a lot.
You're racking up a lot of... Oh, don't die.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to dodge a little bit. There we go, there's one.
Well, yeah, face tanking, it isn't a win the game button.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
heal!
Alright, healed. We're good.
Oh, right, remember, I'm
That's for.
10 seconds
he's getting into it. I should like fake out a lot.
Okay, I just looked at their little legs as they run, and it's adorable.
Me.
Got like little corgi legs.
Oh, great! This is not a good position to be in.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay. Corner. No, tag nabbit. We got a couple more tries on this. All right, I need to make sure I get the get soul when you get hurt thing. So I guess we'll get rid of the compass because this thing is only one. Yeah, grub song.
What do you think he's doing with these buttons? Do you think he has like a little like Boy Scout sash that he puts them on?
He has to. You have to have like bone. What do they look like? The charm slots.
Yeah, they look like little chiseled bone.
Yeah, you can't see them in your inventory. I've been doing this all wrong though, Nick. I just realized.
What?
Fighting these guys, yeah. I just realized I have an ability that would really help in this situation that I haven't been using.
Oh.
I need to get, like, I don't know. I've been kind of cheesing most of the fights here, so it's going to be really interesting when we get to the Pantheon and I actually have to get good. But that's what you do. I take whatever exploits I can take.
Yeah. Well, especially working through this content. And even then, if an exploit's there...
No, I always do. I always take it. Do.
It's too bad you can't just run around and wreck their bodies before they get reanimated.
Yeah, that add an interesting dynamic to the fight, especially if it took a lot of hits to do that.
Remember, you can pogo down at them when they buzz under you.
Can they be damaged while they're rolling? I didn't think they could be damaged while they're rolling.
Oh, really? I thought they could.
No, they do the tink sound. Anyway, what I wanted to do is this because I have the upgraded version of it. Oh, that didn't.
Oh, the ground pound.
Yes.
Does
Get a
that
like
do
some damage in there. Yeah. Although I probably don't want to do it too much because I want to use my stuff for healing.
Sure.
Okay, this is not the best time to use the face tank, I think.
I like coming in here, I was like, man, I hated this fight, it's hard, and yeah.
Well, 2 at once.
Nice.
No, it's a tough fight.
Alright, we're doing good. We're doing good. Focus. What you need to do is hit them, and don't let them hit you.
What you need to do is just keep dealing damage to them without taking damage, okay?
That's the secret. Oh, see, you messed up.
That should be a coach, like, yeah, oh, see, you messed up. Oh, see, you messed up.
That's all you do.
That's all he does. Oh, see, you messed up. All right, that was the winning strategy. That was the winning strategy.
Yeah, the fact that you can. Well, you also got better at like going under them as the grub.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be elements of get good and get smart. That's what it's all about.
Get smart.
Yeah, why work harder than you have to? It's just the American way.
That was a TV show in like the 60s.
There we go.
Woo!
All right.
We did it.
Cool. And yeah, this is a good place to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the save point and change my charms because I'm going to forget to next time. And then we'll call it. Because if I don't do this now, I'm going to forget to, and then we're going to really regret not having stuff. We don't need what's his face, so that's fine.
Well, thanks everybody for listening to our our sci-fi stream that we stuck with for.
We actually stuck with it.
30%. Yeah, we did better than we normally do.
I think we did fine. Normally it's like we're going to talk about our dad jokes was the funniest because we're like we're going to do dad jokes and then we do like two and we're like dad jokes aren't very good.
This is a bad theme.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching and we'll see you next week.